Hey all, Kurt Sasso from TGT Webcomics here at C2E2 day number 2. We're here at the ComiXology booth with Dave. How you doing today, Dave?
Hey, how about you?
Oh, I'm doing good, doing good.
Thanks.
You know, this is one of the best things in terms of comics that you can ever have. The digital format. I've seen your work on Marvel. I really enjoyed what you've done with that. How did that all come about?
Specifically the Marvel?
Well, anyone.
Yeah, well, you know, we really thought that with the iPhone and then the iPad, of course, that it was just a really good device for comic books. Nice high-res, very bright screen. And so last July we released a comic book application. In October we released some Marvel comics, and then Marvel decided they wanted to do an app themselves, so we made the Marvel app for the release of the iPad. So it actually came out on the same weekend as the iPad. It's been a huge hit. You know, great for us. So you can get Marvel comics either on the Marvel app. So some people are just Marvel guys, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And or you can get them from us and Image and you know, all sorts of publishers, more than like 35 publishers.
And I was seeing a lot of those publishers. I know, you know, Third World specifically does a great lot of bit with the webcomic community, as well as, you know, comics in general.
Yeah.
You know, you have so many great publishers just flocking to ComiXology here, which is amazing to see. And you know, this is a great company to deal with anything in terms of digital aspect there.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, we really feel like, you know, we built the company with independence. You know, when you first start out any kind of comic book website or blog or anything, you're not going to get Marvel and DC on board, right? So you go to the indie guys and the independent creators, the individuals that are doing stuff that's good and maybe not yet recognized. And they're hungry for press, they're hungry to get their stuff out there. And so we really have a very soft spot in our heart for all the companies like Third World. Their Stuff of Legend is incredible. The Omega Chase is incredible. And you know, even places like Ad House, you know, they don't have great distribution, but they make great comics. And it's a nice way, and now that we have Marvel, we can put them side by side with Marvel, and it's just a really great opportunity for them. And so, you know, we continue to really support them as much as we can.
And you've done a great job with it. You know, I saw the Marvel app when I was just perusing, you know, the internet, happened upon it, and they're like, you can get all of our backlog of our catalog online, digital. And I'm like, whoa, that was really blew my mind. I don't want to keep bringing up Marvel, but that's one deal.
It's a big deal, you know. Marvel's making this move is terrific for everybody, really.
So what else do you have here? I mean, you have the iPhone, you have the iPad here. You know, you're kind of showing us before we got started. This is some beautiful work. I mean, you might need to hold up a little.
So yeah, the iPad is orientation aware, so it actually knows which direction. And this past Thursday, we actually just added Kick-Ass in time for the movie. So I'll just show you kind of how this works a little bit. So you can actually go page to page, just like you'd expect in a comic. Or we do this thing called guided view, where you can go panel to panel. We really made this for the iPhone, because, you know, you've got to zoom in on the iPhone, and the whole pages don't read very well. Oh, sorry, there's a little language there. And then I'll show it to you on the iPhone as well. Oh, password. It works the same way, very similar, except that it's all panel to panel. There's no whole page. Yeah, I mean, you can show the whole page, it's an option, but you know, it's very hard to, so like, yeah, there's the whole page.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I mean, we have over 1,300 comics, maybe over 1,400 at this point, and you know, we have maybe 500 Marvel, and then the rest is just all sorts of extra stuff. So yeah, it's a real pleasure.
See, now I heard on the iPad though, you can get up to 600 DPI resolution with the actual comics that you're doing here.
Yeah, I suppose that's right. Yeah, we don't deliver files quite that high a resolution because it's not necessary, and because we're supporting the iPhone as well. But we're doing, now that we actually have these. So when we developed, nobody even had an iPad yet. So we didn't really know, like, what could we give the iPad in terms of resolution versus the iPhone. So we'll probably see some improvements in resolution going forward as we do the next releases. But I mean, you can see, like, that's plenty readable. Even when you're zooming, it's in good shape.
I mean, we have eyeglasses here, and it's just like you know, normally you're squinting and all that other stuff, but this is beautiful, crystal clear quality, and this is amazing.
Yeah, the color especially just pops out with the backlit screen. Yeah, it's very cool.
Now, C2E2, it's an inaugural convention, you know, I was emailing you guys back and forth, you know, and I figured, you know, this is a great company at a comic convention to really showcase what you know, the iPod, the iPhone has to do. And you're really the kind of the benchmark where, you know, you're probably going to see a lot of other companies kind of try and catch up with you here, but honestly, you're really the forefathers of this type of technology.
Thanks. Actually, there were a couple of companies that did iPhone apps before us, but we do feel like we did something really unique with that guided view, and obviously the reception's been really good with the publishers, and you know, we've been in the top 20 book apps for 9 months. So by far the most popular comic book app, although I think Marvel's probably going to surpass us at some point, which is great because we run it, right? So it's good for us. But yeah, there's a real opportunity, and because we connect back to retailers, there's actually a retailer finder in the digital comic app. So it'll actually find your location and tell you what stores are around you. We really feel like it's an opportunity for the entire market to grow, for more people to discover comics and comic book stores if there's one near them, and just get into the kind of rich culture of reading comics, and then in person getting to know other people who love comics, and the love of comic book stores that we all grew up with, you know?
I totally know what you mean, and you know, with C2E2 being in this inaugural event, ComiXology is here, a lot of great companies are here. I mean, you're wall to wall with talent galore. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, I should say, once this closes up, once you pack up shop, you close off the iPad for the hour or so that you're not going to use it, what are you personally going to take away from this experience at C2E2?
Well, you know, Read Expo is really terrific. So we've done New York Comic Con a couple times. That's our local con. So it's our first opportunity to kind of get out, really show off what we've done in the last year. And Read Expo, like I'm sure all your viewers are going to see this. It's really it's well put together. The space is beautiful. There are huge windows all around the entire convention center. It's just really terrific. The aisles are really wide. There's a nice big crowd here, but you don't feel shoulder to shoulder. So it's really exciting to be in Chicago, because I've gone to Wizard World, and God bless them, it just isn't the kind of big thing that this is. And for a first event to have Marvel and DC and all the big guys here, it's really terrific. It's the reason we decided to come out.
Well, Dave, you know, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but you know, what's the website for ComiXology for those that want to go visit what you have to offer?
Thanks. It's ComiXology, ComiXology.com, and on iTunes it's just itunes.com/apps/comics, spelled the way you think, with a CS, capital C, and that'll bring you right to our app.
Perfect. Well, Dave, you know, I really appreciate this interview. It's been a great time having you on the interview here. Good luck for the rest of the convention, and you know, I really wish you the best.
Thanks, you too. Have fun.